I'm from the China, from the Chinese government. Now I'm serving for the Center of International Cooperation Service of Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Affairs. And I'm also the focal point of the GS program in China. I think for GS, actually, we are focusing on the top priority is the food security and the livelihood of the local farmers. That's very important. And for the selection of the GS, we have the totally 5 criteria. And the second one is it's about the biodiversity, especially the agriculture-related biodiversity. I think it's very important for the sustainable development of this kind of traditional agriculture systems, because the GSIs they can be recognized by FAO as a GS. One of the reasons is it's evolving systems and it's a sustainable systems, because the farmers they're focusing on the conservation. They make full use of these diversified varieties so that they can provide the diversified food to the local communities. And in addition, one of the criteria is about some traditional techniques used in these systems. And we should say this kind of traditional techniques, they are locally adapted techniques. They are very appropriate techniques. We want not to compete the traditional agriculture practices with the modern agriculture practices. What we want to do is promote the sustainable development of agriculture. So in China, the many GSIs actually they are typically ecological cycling system, like the rice fish co-culture systems. The farmers they raise fish in the paddy field. So the typical eco-cycling system. So this kind of traditional farming practice, the fish could help to control the weeds pest in the paddy field and to fertilize the land, and in return, the paddy could help to shelter the fish and provide food to fish. So it's a very ecological system. And in addition, in China, some of the GSIs, they just located in some natural protected area, some geographic park. I think it's part of the eco region. And so I think we took the similar way to promote the conservation of these systems and the eco region. And in these areas, the traditional but also the sustainable farming practices were well maintained, so that they can make sure to promote take the ecological method to farm the land. It's very important for the conservation, not only the conservation of these systems, but also for promoting the sustainable development of agriculture. So I think the GS, the eco region, this kind of two programs, in some kind they're complementary to each other to promote ecological development. It's for the future of humankind.